welcome to Armstrong High School as our third of our tri-meet wrestling here at the Robbinsdale Rumble. Armstrong and Cooper. And Cooper open weights through the first 7. So we had double forfeits at 106 and 113, and then 3 straight forfeit wins here and counting for Armstrong.
I remember when in the past they've had this Robbinsdale Rumble at the old Robbinsdale High School. That's been fun to watch in previous years. Cooper, once again, you know, not able to fill in those early weights. But starting at about 152, they're pretty much able to fill out the rest of their lineup, save for 160.
So we'll go to 152 is where we'll start, and it is Demetrius Anderson, the sophomore for Cooper, and Brendan Haw, senior for Armstrong in our 152-pound match. So apparently we had 3 forfeit wins for Armstrong, and the rest they're calling double forfeits, I guess. Who can keep track of such things?
Well, Anderson in on a single leg here. Trying to fight it off. And they'll go off. Yeah, it's too bad that Cooper's got to start so far behind in some of these dual meets, but from here on out, as I mentioned before, they pretty much fill out their roster. Go off the mat once again. Anderson looked shaken up there for a second. He slipped on the hardwood floor when he went out of bounds or what, but looks to be okay. Got locked up here and in on a single. Takes Anderson to his back. He's got back points at the very least. That looks very close to being a pin, and it is.
So Ha will get the pin in 47 seconds.
Nice takedown there. You can see that pretty much from the start of that, Anderson was in big trouble. Pin for Ha, senior captain from Armstrong.
Winner by forfeit 160 pounds for Armstrong.
Avenging an earlier loss against Park Center.
Diego Tariquez gets a forfeit win for Armstrong at 160.
And Porter at 170 for Cooper, and Amari Easley for Armstrong.
So we go to 170, and Deontay Porter for Cooper, Amari Easley for Armstrong.
Easley won his match against Park Center. Porter lost to a tough 8th grader for Park Center earlier. Takedown here for Easley, trying to lock up a near cradle.
Trying to bury that head into his ribs and drive him forward.
Porter doing what he can to try and fend that off. So 2-0, a little arm bar here on Porter. Easley likes to leg ride. He's got the power half going now. Gonna try and bring him to his back that way. Almost able to do it. They're half again. And he's gonna get some back points. They're on the edge of the mat, but you can see most of their bodies are still on the mat. It'd be interesting if they go off here. How many back points? I think it's gonna be 2.
Yep, score of 2 there for Easley.
That makes it 4-0 in favor of the junior captain from Armstrong. He's got that half. You can see he's getting kind of high here, but he's got a solid half on. Not able to break the plane quite yet in this position. 30 seconds to go in the first.
He'll get 3 back points out of this, as he is
trying to get a pin here on Porter. Porter turns into him. Easley's got him in pretty good trouble here, locked up. Got 8 seconds to try and fight this off, this Porter, but he's in trouble. There's a nice, trying to bridge out of there. He's doing the best he can. And saved by the bell there a little bit, but 3 more for Easley. I'll give him a 7-0 lead going into the second. Porter will defer. Easley will take.
Some question on the score. I believe 7 it should be, shouldn't it?
Yeah, 7-0. He had 2 near fall the first time, and then when they restarted, he put him on his back again for 3 more. So I believe it's...
Yeah, they put 8, but that's not correct.
I think they're a point off.
Yeah, he definitely gave 2 near fall the first time and 3 the second.
Easley will choose down. And very close to getting a quick 2 more. Now it's just a reversal. Oh, careful for that leg. He's got his leg twisted there. They're going to have to stop that. Potentially dangerous. But
you see the JV match nearly spilling into the varsity match there.
A quick reversal there for Easley. Takes him down. His knee doesn't look good there, but Porter looks like he's okay. And Easley, as we watched him do this all night, previous match too against Park Center. He throws on the legs. He's working on that power half. If you're comfortable doing that, it's just a great move because you really wear down your opponent even if you don't pin him, and you can get back points pretty easily once you get that power half on. Trying to break the plane here, and he's going to get a few more. Now he's got Porter in big trouble.
And there's the pin.
Ball, 2 minutes and 52 seconds of the match for Armstrong.
So Easley will get the pin for Armstrong in our 170-pound match.
Impressive win for him, defeating the senior captain from Cooper, Deontay Porter.
Now wrestling for Cooper, Sylvester Tugba, and for Armstrong, Noah Lindgren.
We go to 182, and it will be Sylvester Togba for Cooper, Noah Lindgren for Armstrong.
Couple of captains going at it here. Lindgren, one of about 5 captains on Armstrong. Togba, one of a couple, along with Deontay Porter here, Cooper. Both wrestlers lost their first matches to Park Center. Takedown for Togba. Quick 2-0 lead. 40 seconds into the first. They get a restart here in the middle. But trying to break down Lindgren, he's able to do it. And control. A minute to go in the first. Armstrong with a commanding lead, in part due to forfeits, obviously, but
Yeah, they've won by pin in the 2 matches that have actually been competed. Will be interesting to see. I don't think it would be the biggest shock in the world if we see these 2 programs combined at some point. I know it's, kind of a point of pride. You don't want to have to do that, but when you're forfeiting, 8 weights a night, I'm thinking that might be something that happens down the line, but we'll see.
It's interesting with the wrestling too, like that might be happening here. You can see Togba trying to work for a pinning combination. Locks one up. He's got Lindgren in trouble. Very close to having a pin here. And he's got it.
135 seconds of the match for Cooper.
So the Hawks get on the board as Sylvester Togba coming through with the pin in the 182-pound matchup.
Gets him out of the goose egg. 6 points here for the Hawks. In some parts of the state, I was talking about, you've seen some teams consolidated. They've been consolidated with their rivals for years, but there's a couple cases where they're branching off because their numbers and their feeder programs, younger programs, have come back. So that's an encouraging sign. Maybe that'll come this way at some point, too.
We go to 195, David Hiron for Cooper and Ethan Imbach for Armstrong.
Hiron, the sophomore for the Hawks. Imbach, a junior for the Falcons.
Hiron's a guy that they said, really learning, and on certain days he's looked pretty good. The coaches for Cooper said he can really surprise us with coming up with some good moves. He did not get to wrestle in the first match as Park Center had to forfeit to him.
Well, here he is in a position. He's got kind of a little front headlock going here, but he can kind of finish this or come around for two. Imbach not making it easy.
A stalemate there.
Yeah, good call. Restart him here.
Oh, and Hiron is shaken up. Looks like he might have turned an ankle or something. He's really hobbling.
Imbach kind of goes right at him. Maybe in part because of that. Sprawl by Hiron. He's going to come around though and get two.
2 points takedown for Cooper.
Just like that. We've got a clasping call. Clasping call, I'll give up a point here to Imbach. So it's 2-1.
I think we may have blood time also.
1 point for Armstrong, clasping on Cooper.
Hiron, he's kind of beat up here in a couple fronts. Looks like he hurt his ankle and looks like he might have some blood, or somebody's got blood. They're trying to check that out.
They weren't sure. There was blood somewhere, but
it looks like the back of Imbach's elbow might have some blood on it. I don't know if that's from a cut or what, but
you can't get through a wrestling match without blood time. I mean, it just wouldn't be right, right?
There might be a previous cut, but we're cruising along for most of the night without this, right?
Right. Then there was a little question too, as obviously Hiron is not, feeling the greatest right now as he's hobbling his way back in. But I think they called the blood time part first, so this is not injury time. Coach Stanton telling him either you're fine or we got to stop it.
They said he's fine.
You let us know. You let us know. Can you continue or not? Otherwise. Yeah, it looks like there's maybe a scab on the back of the elbow there of Imbach, and that might have been what where that blood came from.
This is the one part, as action-packed as wrestling can be, as exciting as it can be, this is the one thing that kind of can slow down a dual meet.
Here's some of what's coming up on CCX Sports. As top-ranked Maple Grove boys hockey will be in action on Saturday evening against a very good Totino Grace team, and then we'll be here at Armstrong High School as the Falcons boys basketball team hosts Rogers Tuesday. And then wrestling action, our last regular season one, a tri-meet, as Hopkins and Wayzata are at Buffalo next Thursday, the 4th of March, and then Wayzata girls basketball the following night, the 5th. And again, schedule subject to change, although we've done quite well in terms of not having to change things around too much with COVID in this winter season. And here we go, back to action in our 195-pound match. Imbach trying to turn and face and get out of there.
He's close. Hiron doing a nice job, though, just hanging on those legs. That's potentially dangerous. The legs kind of caught around the head, so they'll restart him here. Fox got to stop, though. Probably win another 3 seconds. than it should have, but I don't know if they're going to notice that. To the benefit of the guy in the lead.
Yeah. I believe they made it 3-1 now. Yes, yes. A technical violation on the head scissor there, I believe was called. So Huron is awarded a point there.
Imbach trying to sit out. Oh, he gets an escape. Under 10 seconds. Could be a big point.
I think Imbach is, I don't know if his coaches have said it or he's just realizing that Huron is not exactly 100%, so he's trying to get it going a little bit. Now there's some question whether there's blood again, I think.
Huron is going to defer. Imbach's going to take down. Imbach getting an escape in under 10 seconds, but prior to that, he had a potentially dangerous call against him that was called a violation, so he's trying to get away. He had his legs wrapped around Huron's head. Ref gave Huron a point. That's the difference right now, 3-2. Imbach trying to kind of sneak around here. You could almost call this precarious for both guys. Imbach turning into him, he's going to get a reversal. And now he's got the lead, 4-3. The junior from Armstrong. Ron kind of flattened out here right now.
Be careful
with that
knee,
line.
yeah.
He's going to get dinged for that too, maybe.
Imbach looking to punish him a little bit, throwing the leg in and getting physical up top.
They're on power half, power half. You've seen Mari easily used that a lot for Armstrong. Throw on the legs, then half. You're pretty much demanding control in those situations if you got a guy in that and you've got him kind of flattened out and you're working on his neck.
I think Imbach, though, needs to get off the side a little bit. He's kind of riding in parallel here and not really getting an opportunity to do much with it.
And there's a half Nelson. If he breaks off to the side and cranks that a little bit. Seen a lot of wrestlers tonight, when they put on that half, they got one hand on the back of the neck and the other underneath the armpit trying to connect them. But then you're leaving the guy in the bottom's left arm free. Well, he just kind of posts up then. It's almost if you can control that left wrist and then throw in a half and come to the side, you break his post and turn him over. But some of that's inexperience and some of that is just trying to do it real quick and thinking you can turn the guy real fast. But Imbach is going to come into this third period now, coming up with a 4-3 lead.
Armstrong 4, Cooper 3.
It'll be Huron's decision here. He wants to go both up. Gonna limp around a little bit, but must feel more confident on his feet. Now, if he got a takedown here, that would give him the lead back. So, 1 point lead for Ethan Imbach. Falcons Jr. There's an ankle pick. Nice move. Oh, right to his back, too. Huron. He's got Imbach in big trouble. That's close to being a pin right there. You can see it. Yep, that left shoulder blade.
Well, for a guy who was hobbling a bit, he sure came on strong there and gets the pin for the Hawks.
Just like that. Little ankle pick. Just pushing into him. Takes Imbach right to his back. Pushes him right to his back, and you can see it's very close to being a pin, and there it is. 6 more for Cooper. Couple wins for them now. So 36-12 is the team score for the Falcons. Armstrong leading the Robbinsdale Rumble.
Now wrestling for Cooper, King Allah, and for Armstrong, Andrew Hunter.
Andrew Hunter for Armstrong, King Allah for Cooper at 220 here.
Well, Hunter wrestled heavyweight against Park Center, so he must be weighing in under 220 as well.
And my guess would be maybe that they're planning to use Sean Wright as the heavyweight, but we'll see.
Going to swap those guys out.
Being allowed to not wrestle against Park Center as they inserted Travis Bruns in at this spot.
Guys kind of locked up here. Alla trying to come around back on Hunter for 2. Not able to finish.
No points.
His upper weights, kind of 220 heavyweight. When you watch these guys, there's so much upper body, but if you ever get a heavyweight or a 220 pounder who's good at shooting like a single leg or a sweeping single, it can take them a long ways because those legs are always wide open, it feels like. Guys locked up upper body now. This always is fun to watch. We'll see what happens. Hunter trying to come around the back with this. Alla tried a little headlock, but Hunter gets the takedown. A little bit too far in front there for a second, but he leads 2-0.
Trying to break him down and flatten him out here, but it's not proving to be an easy thing to do, at least so far. But he's going to ride him out in the period here. So Hunter will get the only takedown and lead it 2-0 here after 1 period.
He's going to defer. He'll have if he goes to a 3rd period, he'll have the choice then. It's good. Alla wants to go back on his feet. Give up that takedown the 1st period to Andrew Hunter. And a wise decision to pick neutral. He gets the takedown here back. Ties it up.
Yeah, Hunter tried a shot from too far away and kind of ran himself into that takedown.
So about halfway through this match, and it's a close one, tied up here. Takedown for each wrestler. They're going to go off, restart it. 1:20 left in the second. Caution here, it looks like. False start on somebody.
Armstrong.
Hunter, false start. In football, that's a 5-yard penalty. In wrestling, they just say, let's try it again. Hunter to his feet. Alla trying to take him back down to the mat, but Alla kind of got sloppy there for a second, gives up a reversal to Andrew Hunter. He's got a crossface now, trying to reach under. Get that corkscrew wrapped up if he can, not able to do it. A minute to go here in the second. Alla trying to stand up. Hunter trying to bring him back down, brings him down almost on top of himself, but maintains control. Alla getting a lot of encouragement from the Cooper wrestlers here on the side. I see a close match, chance to maybe get a few more team points here anyway, Jay, and end this last couple matches of the dual meet in Robbinsdale Rumble on a high note. But as of now, Andrew Hunter, the sophomore, leading 4-2, 15 seconds to go in the second. And a warning for Stalin now on Alla. Hawks Jr. looks a little bit tired there in the bottom. Hunter going to try and throw on a leg, but it's not going to matter. Time's going to run out.
Score in the second period is Armstrong 4, Cooper 2.
And we'll see what Hunter decides. He deferred in the second. To take the choice here in the third, he's going to start down.
And here we go in the third. Hunter trying to sit out. Trying to throw a cradle on.
Hunter doing a nice job for a second there, getting his hips out. Going to stand up. Both sides get into this match a little bit. We've had a few entertaining close matches tonight. It's been fun to watch. Hunter trying to stand up, Alla trying to hang on to him. Alla does a smart thing there. He just kind of switches to a single before Hunter can get away. But strategically, he's not able to turn Hunter. He's gotten a takedown in this match. You almost think he might think about cutting him loose with still over a minute to go here and trying to get a takedown.
Yeah, just keeping him down and riding him isn't going to help him in the ultimately, because he's the guy who trails. And then right now there's an escape for Hunter. So next takedown is huge here. 5-2 lead for Hunter.
The guy's a little bit tired, kind of hanging over the top. Moving a little bit slower. They're kind of pushing their heads against each other right there. Alla tries little Kelly. He gets it for a second anyway. Now if he comes off to the side, he's got Hunter in trouble.
Make it 5-4, and he's close to getting back points and maybe more.
He's switched to a headlock now.
Hunter's in some trouble. Alla's going to take the lead, but does he get a pin?
Yeah, it's going to be close. You can see that right shoulder blade of Hunter is still off the mat, but it's getting close.
And there's the pin.
Less than 10 seconds to go. Takedown, near fall. He was going to have the win probably no matter what. It was just a matter at that point with just a few seconds left. Could he get the pin? And you can see that right shoulder blade of Hunter right there touches the mat. Tough loss for him. He wrestled pretty well those first two periods, but King Alla gets the pin for the Hawks.
And for Armstrong, Sean Wright.
So we go to heavyweight now. It'll be Caden Dorsey for Cooper and Sean Wright for Armstrong.
Dorsey lost in overtime to Park Center. Riley Johnson, the junior. It was a good match.
And Wright wrestled at 220 in their first match and won a decision 9-7.
Yeah, that was a good match against Kellen Kopp, junior from Park Center. This has potential to be an entertaining finish to the night.
And this one kind of an important, interesting one in a way. These teams have kind of unofficially said we're going to keep a separate score of the matches that are actually contested. Obviously Armstrong's going to win because of the forfeits, but of just the matches contested, Armstrong has had 2 pins, Cooper now has had 3. So if Sean Wright can get a pin here, then that would even that part of it up. I mean, it's nothing official, but just between the two of them, they kind of decided let's make it fun and keep that part of it and see how it shapes up.
Yeah, nice takedown there by Sean Wright. Off to a good start. Dorsey is a big heavyweight strong. You know, it's those guys have a strong, solid base a lot of times, so it's tough to, at least in the first period, especially when there's a lot of energy still, kind of keep them in control. Dorsey trying to stand up, trying to get an escape. He's close to getting one. No, they go off.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did get the escape. I saw that. Okay. 2-1 now. It was right on the sideline.
I think Wright would do well to kind of keep the tempo up in this one. Maybe not, so much locking up. He's got a bigger opponent, but I think he can tire him out if he keeps active.
Dorsey lost that overtime match against Park Center, and in part just because I think he got so tired in the end. It was tough for him to finish that out. Well, there's another shot. Ooh, careful, guys.
One strong on Cooper.
Right. This is the second time we've seen this tonight. We saw another match earlier in separate dual meet where a guy just uses his momentum and pushes at the other guy and runs him off the mat. And then there's a stalling caution in that situation. What the ref wants to do to avoid that, I think, for younger wrestlers is when a guy's pushing into you, circle it, stay on the mat. Easier said than done when you have a guy with a lot of strength coming right at you, and that's kind of what he's trying to do. Dorsey will start down to begin the second, trailing 2-1. Sean Wright, the senior, will also weigh in at 220. Moving up to heavyweight for this match, got a cradle on Dorsey. That his back points close to being a pin, but it's
yeah, his own body is kind of in the way a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. That right shoulder, I'm thinking he can't see it from here. So far, nope.
Oh, he did get him.
Spoke too soon. I thought his right shoulder might have still been up, but could not see it from here. But a pin for Sean Wright of Armstrong.
So he does get the pin over Dorsey, and the Falcons will win the match 42-18. And then the unofficial secondary sidebar thing, each team had 3 pins of the 6 matches that were contested here tonight. So Wright, they swapped him around with Hunter from their match they had against Park Center and sent him out at heavyweight, and he indeed does get the pin for the Falcons.
So what you're saying is, Jay, it was a tie.
Yeah, and the unofficial part of it, yeah, absolutely is. Armstrong.
For today's Robbinsdale Rumble, with our modified scoring system, the final score is all tied up at 18 apiece.
18 apiece. That's the modified system they're saying. So.
And the trophy would stay with Armstrong then, as they've dominated it in recent years. The actual official final score is 42-18 in favor of Armstrong, so they defeat Park Center tonight as well, 37-30, and then defeat Cooper 42-18 to go 2-0 here on the night. Well, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's action here at Tri-Meet Wrestling from Armstrong High School. For John Lauritsen and all of our crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Again, your final in this one, the matchup of Robbinsdale teams, the Robbinsdale Rumble, if you will, 42-18 Armstrong over Cooper.